Hello, Tom. You look pleased about something. What's happened?
I've got a right to look pleased. I found out how to increase my business.
You have? Well, is it something exclusive, or can you pass it on to your friends? You know, I'm in business, too.
Well, there's no secret about it. I'll give you the tip right now. You come along with me, and I'll show you where I got the idea. There it is.
I don't get it.
You will. Come inside.
Thank you. Would you like to hear your own voice, just as it sounds over the telephone?
Yes, thank you. What do I do?
Begin speaking when the light comes on, and stop when it goes out. Would you like to listen to?
Oh.
But when do I hear what I've said?
Quickly. Continue holding the telephone to your ear, and in a second or two you'll hear your own voice.
Okay. I can't think of anything to say.
Oh, use it like you use your own office telephone.
All right. Go ahead with the lights. Hello? Hello? What can I do for you? Hello? Hello? What can I do for you? May I try it again?
Certainly.
Hello? Can I do something for you? Hello? Can I do something for you? Once more, please. Hello? What can I do for you? Hello? Can I do something for you? Hello? What can I do for you? Hello? Can I do something for you? Well, that sounds different.
Do you get it now?
You mean that a pleasant voice has something to do with that improved business you talked about?
Sure, you're beginning to get it. I thought this would start you thinking.
And it did start Mr. X thinking. With this faithful reproduction of his own spoken sentences, there came to him a hint of what a human voice may suggest as well as say. He began to understand that the very manner of using the telephone will inevitably cause a listener to form some conception of the person speaking. For personality rides the wires as well as words. That was what the test revealed to Mr. X. And the revelation expanded, gathering more and more significance as he journeyed back to his office. He found himself thinking of the telephones that stand at attention everywhere, of their constant use in the nation's industry and commerce, to move merchandise or manage men, to buy, to sell, to settle a difference, to reach an understanding, to transmit the voice of business. And how did the voice of his business sound over a wire? What mental picture did it create for those who heard it? These were matters he was pondering as he sat down again at his desk.
Mr. Roberts of the Acme Company called about an hour ago. He said the matter was important and asked that you call him as soon as you came in.
Okay. Miss Bradley, just a moment, please.
Yes?
You get me Mr. Roberts of the Acme Company, please?
One moment.
Look these pamphlets over. There's some valuable information in them.
All right.
They're certainly slow. Can't you get me Roberts of the Acme Company?
One moment. This is the Acme Company.
Mr. Roberts, please.
Wait a minute.
Mr. Roberts, please.
Who's calling?
This is the Eastern Supply Company.
Isn't it?
I'm sorry. He said it was important to call him. When will he be back?
I don't know.
And who are you, please?
This is one of the clerks.
Will you be kind enough to tell him about this call?
Okay.
Your company's voice. That's some voice that the Acme Company has. Do any of our folks use a telephone like that?
Well, I'm afraid some of them do.
Tell me frankly, how do I sound on a telephone?
Well, sometimes when you're very busy, you...
Me too, huh? Well, I'm not surprised. I wonder what our customers think of this company's voice. Probably a lot of us around here aren't using our heads. And I believe it's costing us money and friends. This matter's important, and I'm going to do something about it.
The succeeding days brought Mr. X many experiences that strengthened this resolution. He found himself noting and pondering items in the news that formerly had scarcely won even a glance. During evening hours with his books, his attention was arrested by sentences that held for him a new, a personal import. Having become, as it were, voice conscious, he listened to radio programs with a new appreciation of the power of radio players, through speech alone, to suggest likable personalities. Warmth, sympathy, friendliness came from his loudspeaker, generated by human utterance, voiced before faraway microphones. The selling power of friendly tones was demonstrated again and again as he listened to announcers with their merchandising messages. The meaning of all this was plain. If an urge to buy could be stimulated over the air, why not over a wire? From broadcast episodes involving telephone conversations, he caught the subtle shades of meaning in the simple word, hello. One that unpleasantly signified, so it's you, what do you want? And another that unmistakably meant, come right in, I'm glad to see you. From all of these experiences, Mr. X became convinced that the ring of a telephone bell was like the ring of a doorbell, that the answer to that ring could be like opening the door with a scowl or with a smile. It was with this conviction that Mr. X became an observer of manners and habits at the telephone. In every place of business he visited, he noted how the ring of a telephone bell was answered. He found out how a voice at a telephone could suggest courtesy, friendliness, efficiency, or could suggest their opposites. And as he watched and listened and inquired, he made some amazing discoveries. They were discoveries of thoughtless telephone habits that would inevitably result in irritation, loss of confidence, loss of sales. It was not until all this evidence had been gathered that he was ready to put his own house in order, to give a new voice to his business through the establishment of new telephone practices throughout his organization.
The improvement was certainly well worth the time and effort, and I believe that all of our people feel the same way about it.
Yes, they do. And lots of our customers have spoken to me about the improvement. One even asked if we had a new operator at the switchboard.
Well, it's the same girl, all right. But of course, she's giving her entire attention to the board now. She's what a switchboard operator should be. A receptionist only. A welcoming committee of one.
Everybody likes the new way. Why, even the office boy seems to enjoy being polite over the telephone.
We all enjoy it, Miss Bradley. That's because courtesy at our end of the wire generates cooperation at the other end. You know, most people are fine if you give them a chance to show it. I'd like to tell my business friends some of the reasons I've discovered for lost sales and lost reputations.
I'm sure a lot of them would thank you for it.
I know they would. Why, in some of the cases I investigated.
All right. Life's too short to wait for them to answer. Let's have that classified directory. I'll look up another dealer. Hello, what is it? Hello, operator.
Well, what did you call me for? There's nobody on the line. Oh, they hung up, huh? Oh, well, all right. Okay.
Just a minute. I'll see if we have that in stock.
Thank you.
Taking her long enough, isn't it?
Certainly is. Oh, I'm through with that store. Well, they don't seem to know their own business. Let me talk to Mr. Fredericks, please. He knows just what I want.
Mr. Fredericks? He isn't in the office just now. Hold the wire, I'll try to locate him for you. Mary, I want to reach Mr. Fredericks. Try the credit department.
Fredericks? No, I haven't seen him.
Hello? Sorry, I don't know where he is.
Hello? No, I haven't seen him today.
I'm sorry I can't locate Mr. Fredericks. He didn't leave word where he was going. May I take a message?
A message? After I've waited all this time? Yes, you can tell him that I'll call somewhere else.
And that's the whole story. Now will you take care of it for me? What?
I said I think Mr. Thompson is the one to handle that matter.
But I don't want to talk to Mr. Thompson.
Well, he handles such things.
But I've already told you that... Oh, all right, put him on the line.
Operator, put this call on Mr. Thompson's wire.
And that's what I want, Mr. Thompson. Will you please look after it right away?
I'm sorry, but that matter comes under Mr. Green's department.
What? You're not the right one either? Must I tell all this over again to Mr. Green?
I'm afraid I can't help you.
Oh, all right. Put Mr. Green on the line, and I'll tell it all over again. Such service.
Well, I am sorry, but Mr. Green isn't here today. You'll have to call tomorrow.
That's what you think. Had my fill of that place.
Hello? You want to give us an order? Wait a minute till I find a pencil.
All right, but I'm in a hurry.
Found it. I had a yellow pencil here a little while ago. This is it. Just a minute.
Well, make it snappy.
Hey, hello? I'm ready for your order now. Hello? Hello? Well, can you beat that? He hung up and wouldn't wait. Of course, everybody here saw the point when I explained why customers resent such treatment. If we don't show real personal interest in customers, we won't have any. I think all our people see that now, don't you?
Oh, yes, I'm sure they do.
That's this whole telephone proposition in a nutshell. To show interest and to mean it. The telephone is so sensitive today, it practically transmits a person's attitude as well as his words. Now, in those cases I just told you about, think how much better it would have been if those calls were made this way.
Beck and Company, Mr. Harris speaking. Do you carry 14-gauge copper wire in stock? Yes, sir. We stock a complete line of copper wire, and we can make immediate deliveries. Fine. Take an order for a delivery.
I'll see if we have that in stock. It may take 3 or 4 minutes to get the information. If you don't want to wait, I'll be glad to call you.
Will you? That's very kind. Just call me at Main 71234.
Main 71234. I'll call you back within a few minutes. Thank you.
Thank you. I like the way they do things at that store.
Let me speak to Mr. Fredericks, please. He knows just what I want.
Mr. Fredericks is in Mr. Brown's office at the moment. If you wish, I'll transfer you.
Do that, please.
Just a moment. Mary, this call is for Mr. Fredericks. You can reach him in Mr. Brown's office.
And that's the whole story. Will you take care of it for me, please?
I'll be glad to do so, Mrs. Miller. That particular work comes under Mr. Green's supervision, but I'll explain it to him and we'll ask him to attend to it immediately.
Will you? I'll appreciate that very much. Thank you.
This is Mr. Jameson, 444 Main Street. I'd like to order some material.
Yes, Mr. Jameson. What kind of material do you need?
1 dozen 40-watt bulbs, 3 15-ampere plug fuses, and 50 feet of white silk-covered lamp cord.
Thank you for your order, Mr. Jameson. The material will be sent out on this afternoon's truck delivery. Will that be all right? It's through courtesy and consideration that we can show the interest that makes and keeps friends.
Perhaps Mr. Roberts at the Acme Company would appreciate knowing what you've accomplished here.
By George, that's an idea. I'll give him some pointers. Get me Mr. Roberts at the Acme Company, please.
Yes, sir.
He doesn't know it, but one of his clerks had something to do with starting us on the right track. Still as slow as ever. Hello.
Hello, Bob.
Yes? This is, Mr. X to you. Know me?
Sure, I know you.
Your voice sounds better than usual, but I recognize it just the same. What's on your mind?
I've got a lot on my mind, and I want to talk to you about it. How about lunch?
Sounds good to me. How about meeting me downstairs in, say, 10 minutes?
It's a date. I'll be there.
Okay. See you later, then. Hello, Bob.
Hello there.
Waiting long?
Hey, you look pleased about something. What's happened?
Well, I have a right to look pleased. I found out how to increase my business.
Have? Well, something exclusive, or can you pass it along to your friend? You know, I'm in business too.
There's no secret about it. I'll give you the tip right now. Come along with me and I'll show you where I got the idea.